West Bank, bomb churches. Well, not bomb churches in the West Bank, bomb churches in Gaza, raid churches in the West Bank. They've pretty much like vandalized Christian villages in the West Bank, pretty much pushing these people out of their homes. And of course, they're bombing Christians in Lebanon. And they spit on Christians in Israel because they don't believe that Jesus is the Messiah. They see him as a scoundrel who's a liar. So I'm sorry, but it is kind of crazy how, we have these Judeo-Christian values, but I mean, the whole foundation of Christianity is the divinity of Jesus Christ that Jews don't even believe in. I mean, at least the Muslims believe he's the Messiah, but man, the Jews don't even give my man that. But hey, that's just me thinking out loud.
When aerial bombardment amid its joint war with the U.S., the military added an investigation had been opened that appropriate measures will be taken against those involved in accordance with the findings. Commenting on social media, Ayman Odeh, a Palestinian member of the Israeli parliament, wrote pointedly, "We'll wait to hear the police spokesman claim that the soldier felt threatened by Jesus." Ahmed Taibbi, another Palestinian member of Knesset, commented as well, "Perhaps these racists have also learned that Donald Trump..."
No. The Muslims are way better than what? Look, I get it. I get that they don't see him as God, and that's highly offensive to the Christians. But what's more offensive, though? Not seeing, I mean, let's be real. At least they see him as the Messiah. The Jews literally think this man is burning in hell. Like, are y'all serious? You can't say that the Jews are better when it comes to their imagery of how they see Jesus. The Muslims are obviously better. They believe the man is coming back in the end of times, just like the Christians do. So I really don't get the beef. Like, I understand the whole like theological difference. Like, oh, well, we believe he's the son of God and you only believe he's a Messiah and we don't like that. I mean, that's cool, but at least they don't disrespect the man and say he's burning in hell, though. That's all I got to say.
He asked, referred to U.S. presidents, controversy, including the... So this is the clip that we're talking about right here. That's the soldier to the right. And IDF, can you go to the IDF tweet, Rob? I think you just had it a minute ago. If you don't...
that's not it, Rob.
That's not it. Yeah, there was one out there that's confirming that this took place.
And Benjamin Netanyahu said something today, too.
Yeah, he said it's tragic.
Yeah.
Go a little bit lower, 4 hours. You're going to have to go a lot more.
I mean, yeah, shout out to BB. He did pretty much come out there and say, yo, this is not what we stand on in Israel. We respect all Christians and all this good stuff. And I'm glad to hear BB say that. I really am. But I mean, if it wasn't for all the genocide and all that good stuff, I would say he's a pretty cool guy, outside the genocide. But to be quite honest with you, we know this is like a common attitude among Christians in Israel. Like, we know this. Shoot, this is written all in the faith. And I don't hate Jews or anything, but I'm just calling a spade a spade. They don't believe in the divinity of Jesus Christ. They don't believe he was even the Messiah. So, I mean, come on now. I mean, you kind of match that up. You can kind of see where the disrespect for Jesus come from.
Tweeting a lot.
I don't hate them for it. I mean, they can hate Jesus all they want. I mean, it is what it is. But let's not sit there and pretend like it ain't there.
Go a little bit lower, faster up. Okay, they're right there. Okay. So IDF, following the completion of an initial examination of referendum of the IDF soldier Christian symbol.
I'm sorry, you'll never catch a Muslim talking crazy about Jesus. You'll never catch him doing that. They'll say that he wasn't the son of God. I mean, if you say that's talking crazy, I mean, all right, but you'll never hear them say anything crazy like you should be burning in hell or anything like that. So let's just be intellectually honest, everybody. I know some of y'all hate Muslims, and that's fine. You can do that, but let's be intellectually honest.
It was determined that the photograph depicts an IDF soldier operating in southern Lebanon. The IDF used the incident to great severity and emphasized that the soldier's conduct is wholly inconsistent with the values expected of its troop. The incident is being investigated by Northern Command and is currently being addressed through the chain of command. Appropriate measures will be taken against those involved in accordance with the findings. Furthermore, the IDF is working to assist the community in restoring the statue in its place. The IDF is operating to dismantle terrorist infrastructure established by Hezbollah in southern Lebanon, has no intention of harming civilian infrastructure, including religious buildings or religious symbols. Vinny.
I mean, horrible look. And by the way, this happened in the village called Debel, near the Israeli border, in the Bin Jabil district, which is one of the oldest, just FYI, I know where it's located in Lebanon, but the oldest Christian populations on earth. It belonged to a Catholic church, and the actual people of that neighborhood posted the photo of the statue when it was standing still, and they quoted scripture from Gospel of Luke 23:34, and they said in Arabic it says, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." Now I want to say this. Obviously, this doesn't reflect, because I know what people are going to do. Oh, all the soldiers. This doesn't reflect all the soldiers. It doesn't respect all of Israel and how they feel. But this isn't an isolated incident. In 2024, the IDF destroyed the church of Durgaya that killed 8 people. There was another incident in 2024. Well, yeah, that's the church. And then, Rob, can you show me the bulldoze one? I think that's the church, killed 8 people. Okay, in 2024, the IDF in a town near Yarun, where a St. George statue was reportedly bulldozed during operations in that same region.
Yep.
I think I sent it to you, Rob. Oh, but by the way, and just FYI, Pat, just for people.
That's what I'm saying. It's not like this. If this was just an incident on its own and there wasn't that much disrespect of Christians coming out of Israel or the IDF, then we'd be able to pass this off. But the fact that there's just constantly an attack against Christians, I mean, when it comes to how the IDF or how Israel's moving, or even how some of the Israelis move, you kind of got to talk about it at a certain point. Like, yo, what is this?
No, this is, can you show that video on the top? Yeah, that's the bulldoze. That's them bulldozing St. George, which, by the way, if you guys know St. George, he stands for faith and love and all that stuff. And then just go back, Rob, just really, really quick. Show that. Guys, this isn't Gaza. This is southern Lebanon. And I understand the argument. There's Hezbollah there. But this is complete annihilation. And let's just get to the point, okay? Israel is in Lebanon for what? For what?
Really?
Destroying who? Hezbollah. Okay, that's the mission. That's the threat.
Thank you. I mean, like, bro, I'm glad somebody said it too. It's like, so they're supposed to be there for Hezbollah, but I'm sorry, but they've killed more civilians than Hezbollah. They're doing the same thing they did in Gaza, and they're gonna do it in southern Lebanon. They're gonna kill more civilians than combatants.
Already seized almost 20% of the land for the buffer zone. What are you smashing a statue of Jesus? Okay, has nothing to do with the mission. I know the soldier, again, does not represent all of Israel, but that's discussing. I'm curious why the hatred towards Christians. Okay, I'm just curious. With Islam, I could see that there's a clear reason. It's Islam. Okay, I get it. They hate them, but with Christians,
bro, Islam does not hate Christians. Like, bro, y'all are tripping if you really think Islam don't hate Christian or Jews. Actually, it is funny how though the Jews and the Christians hate Islam, but Islam don't hate the Jews or the Christians. Like, it's a very awkward relationship they have. But I mean, here's just the reality of it. I mean, I really don't get the hatred for Muslims and all this crazy stuff. Like, I do hear people say, "Oh, Islam is not compatible with Western values and all that." And I'm just like, I never heard anybody really debate that. Oh, they don't believe in freedom of speech. I'm like, our forefathers left a Christian nation that didn't believe in freedom of speech. So you can't even say that's a Christian value. It's just a value that our forefathers held. And let's be real, not all of them were Christians. So you can't say that freedom of speech was a Christian value. So I really wonder what they mean by that, honestly. And I mean, come on now. The Muslims definitely brought us algebra, and we use that over here in the West.
Where's the justification? What were you going to say?
No, but I just think that like the history of Lebanon is very important to discuss it. What used to be a majority Christian nation,
when a lot of them were.
Yeah, well, Lebanon used to be the Paris of the Middle East. It was a beautiful place, and when the PLO came in after Black September, it destabilized it, caused a civil war. Many of the Christians left, and then you have the rise of Hezbollah, which is essentially an Iranian proxy. And there's just, this is the sad.
And why is Hezbollah there? Because Israel pretty much tried to take southern Lebanon, and they created Hezbollah through their constant aggression against Lebanon. So Hezbollah is literally a creation through Israel's aggression. But, these guys on the right will never tell you that.
That reality of you're taking 18 to 21-year-old guys, you're putting them in a war zone, and you see stupid behavior like this, and worse, sadly, in any army, any war zone. What I care about is accountability. Israel has to take swift, strict action against this. They already have a bad image problem, and there's already a lot of people trying to push division between Christians and Jews. And I think it's an unnecessary division. When I look at southern Lebanon, you're talking about Hezbollah. Why are they doing this? There's been Christian leaders in southern Lebanon who've come out and said Hezbollah is embedding itself in our villages, in our homes. And that's more this is a terrible, terrible look and disgusting and bothers me. And like I said, one thing I will say is everywhere online that I saw Israelis and Jews, they were speaking out against it and saying, I condemn this act, I condemn this act. That's what I care about, the accountability. But again, I would also like to see accountability for the suffering of the Christians in southern Lebanon because of Hezbollah, because of the actions that have taken over the years.
Shit, bro,
I want to see a resolution.
But the Christians are running to Hezbollah for help, bro. This is a problem. That's how much we've lost the plot. I mean, that's how bad it is now in Lebanon, and that's how reckless the IDF is killing people, to the point where the Christians are going like, yo, Hezbollah, I mean, do what you do, man. Drive them out. You've been doing it for years, decades. Do it again, because these Israelis guys is tripping.
Solution to this. So longer wars.
And, I mean, let's be real. Yeah, Hezbollah has a record of pushing Israel out of southern Lebanon, out of Lebanon, period. I guess they got to do it again.
Go on.
If
The
they
longer
can.
the civilians will suffer, the longer we'll see people do stupid things like this that are just absolutely disgusting and indefensible. And so I don't think there's an intentional targeting of Christians. I think that there's an idiotic group of young 18 to 21-year-old guys who are in the IDF. You have a population there that's under extreme stress, and and some of them do hate Christians. Obviously, if you do something like this, you're just an idiot. But I don't think it's reflected by the majority.
Adam.
I don't think many Jews would agree with anything this guy just did. I don't think any normal person would agree with this guy just did. I think it's you should condemn this, and I think taking down any religious symbol and making a mockery of it, I'm not a fan of. So with that being said, we just talked about good news and bad news. I can give you countless stories of Christians who are saved, Druze who are saved by the IDF. I'll give you one story.
That's a lie. That's a lie. These guys are lying. When they said that, oh, we don't want no religious like, symbols to be burnt down. Yo, when they was burning down mosques in Iran, you guys were going like, see, they're turning against Islam. See, this is a reason to celebrate. You were literally celebrating the burning down of holy sites, like their mosques. Like y'all was celebrating that, remember? So I'm sorry, it is really rich to hear Adam say that. Oh, we respect all religions and all forms of their symbols and holy sites. Like, no, you don't. If it's Islam, you don't.
I'll give a shout out to my friend Rudy Rockman, who served in the IDF. He would be in Gaza. He would find Qurans that were, victims of what's going on there. He would take the Quran and bring a pile and save them because he respected religious artifacts. That's the same person in the same conflict doing different things.
Yeah.
So if we're going to label anybody anything, let's label this one person an idiot. But while we're processing labeling, the selective outrage and the selective hypocrisy, I mean, stop it. Okay, so you've seen
so crazy when this video went around. You know what they start showing us? The Zionists start showing us videos of ISIS pretty much desecrating Christian holy sites or Christian graves, breaking crosses and all that, desecrating graves that have crosses on them, pretty much taking down crosses on top of churches. And this is all ISIS. And we know ISIS are savages, but they don't make up all Muslims. Even Muslims hate ISIS. So let's be real. So I mean, and that's their argument. All right, well, what about ISIS? We condemned ISIS. Oh, when they did it at that time. Instead of you guys trying to condemn you over here trying to nitpick, oh, well, what about ISIS? You condemned that? Yeah, we did. We condemned it at that time.
Video of like a religious Orthodox guy spitting on someone, or someone what this guy did, smashing a symbol of Jesus. Okay, the Christian people are the most persecuted people on earth. They're killed, they're kidnapped, their churches are bombed by who? Say the name. Islamic terrorists. Let's focus on that. What happens when you convert from Islam to people are the most persecuted people on this guy spitting on someone, or someone what this guy did, smashing a symbol of Jesus. Okay, the Christian people are the most persecuted people on earth. They're killed, they're kidnapped, their churches are bombed by who? Say the name.
You know what? And I guess I'm gonna be the dick who says it, but honestly, I think the Muslims are the most persecuted. I mean, bro, their religion is completely slandered. They're seen as terrorists. They're seen as an evil cult, and people actually literally think it's okay to kill Muslims because they're Muslims. Nobody, honestly, I'm be real with you, and that's something like championed not only in all throughout Europe, but also all throughout America and the strongest countries in the world who can actually carry that out. I mean, and look at the Middle East. I mean, bro, we've killed millions of Muslims. Millions. I mean, if we compare the amount of Christians, the amount of Muslims from the Middle East to now, I mean, bro, it's like the number of Muslims that have died is gonna outnumber the Christians. I'm just being honest with you. So if we want to talk about the most persecuted religion, persecuted people, as of now, it would have to be the Muslims. I mean, Christians run shit, bro. They run the strongest country in the world. What do you mean? Don't play victim here.
Islamic terrorists. Let's focus on that. What happens when you convert from Islam to Christianity? In any Islamic country, death sentence. I've been to Israel.
That's not true. Not in any Islamic country. I mean, Jordan, you're good. Qatar, you're good. UAE, Oman, you're good. So when you say any Muslim country, nah, that's not true. You can convert to Christianity and you'll be all right. Well, hold on. Take that back. Saudi Arabia, actually. I'm not sure about that one. But in Iran too, though. I ain't gonna lie. In Iran, yeah, here's the funny thing about Iran. You can convert to Christianity, but it depends on the sect of Christianity you're converting to. So you can convert to any sect of Christianity in Iran except for Zionism. Yeah, right. Except for Zionism, bro. Except for being an evangelist. You cannot do that in Iran.
Seen Christians in Israel, in Jerusalem, preaching about Jesus. I said, hey, nice to meet you.
Protected.
Protected.
Protected. Yep.
You can go through countries in the Middle East, Yemen, Iran.
The most war-torn countries that we bomb and that we've turned those people against us in the worst way. I mean, because we if we didn't bomb them directly, we funded people to do so. I mean, Yemen, war-torn because of us. Iran, bro, we've been beefing with these guys since the 50s, interfering in their government. We helped Saddam invade them. Like, please, let's name the countries that we haven't fucked up that are Muslim.
Sudan, Pakistan, Nigeria, the Nigerian Christians. So let's chill with the selective outrage. How dare you smash a photo? Horrible.
But you have to realize
people
but there is a
people.
double standard. Look, there is an openly double, but you have to accept that there's a double standard.
Well, what's the double standard?
Well, that obviously when an IDF soldier or Jew does something, you like I've seen a million people online look at Epstein and say all Jews are like this. You see that with any time a Jew does something, it's held to the standard of all Jews, even though there's 15 million in the world. The Orthodox Jews spitting on the Christians.
Yeah, I know. So let a Muslim do it, and they'd have been like, all 2 billion Muslims. These dirty Muslims, you can't trust them. They hate Jesus. So bro, there's a lot of pictures where Muslims respecting the statue of Mary, honoring Jesus, and all this good stuff. But y'all don't see that. Y'all don't see that. No, you just see the wild radical Muslims that actually do want to take over the world. And that's not all Muslims. Actually, that's a very small group of them. But people want to take the most radical of a group and then make it out to be the entire group. It be Christians, Muslims, Jews, don't matter. People just tend to do that idiotic shit all the time. It's irritating, to be honest with you.
I cannot tell you how many times I explained to people, those were a sect of 200 religious Jews in Israel. They were arrested by the Israeli authorities, and this is an isolated incident. But it doesn't matter. You have to accept that you are held to a higher standard and do something about it. Live to the higher standard. Don't use that as an excuse to say, well, this happened. So I'm in agreement with you. There is a double standard, but it's such a bad look, and the world will take advantage, the worst players, of this type of thing.
Can I say one thing, though? I completely disagree with selective outrage. It's something that we were seeing. People were denying it. We're seeing it. It's not an isolated incident, because I can go back and show you, and those same people in Lebanon, I saw that a lot of them were saying, no, this place, and these are medical people trying to help that aren't Hezbollah. They're saying, no, Hezbollah is not here. We're telling you we're not here. And that statue, if Hezbollah's everywhere, why was it still standing while Hezbollah was there and apparently all overrun by terrorists?
Yeah, because Alex Jones reported this, and I believe I reported it as well. Christians are literally running to Hezbollah for help because the IDF is joining agents like ISIS in messing with these Christian villages. So yeah, they are killing Christians. Surprise. Come on now, let's catch up, guys. They reported this about a week ago. And yeah, that's also a good point, Vinny. It's let's be real. The only time this Jesus statue is getting desecrated and Christians are getting killed is when the IDF pulls up. Not Hamas, but Hezbollah been there for a while now, and you don't see Christians just getting killed like this. You don't see statues getting desecrated like this. So you can't just say it's a Muslim thing when ain't nothing happened and Muslims run that country. Well, actually, they actually have a Christian leader, but majority Muslim.
Then the IDF comes in and they have a problem with the statue of Jesus Christ. I'm not selective. This is a story. It's bothering me. You're bulldozing statues of St. George. You're blowing up churches. And I'm not saying it's an excuse, but what's to stop an army from saying, hey, we're going to bomb there and bomb there and bomb churches because we say, and you have to believe our intelligence, that there's terrorists there.
Again,
if you think about it, Elon, and hold on, that mindset, that attitude, tell me how you can tell that person to stop. And that, I actually want to hear
what bothers you more.
No, but
nothing but this or thousands of Christians being killed in Nigeria.
No, but Vinny, can I just say one thing?
Yeah, here's a problem with that whole Nigeria too. I mean, like, look, we're talking about 14 years. So from 2009 to now, about 53,000 Nigerian Christians have died from the likes of Boko Haram. But if you actually go to Nigeria and you hear what they're telling you, they're going like, bro, Boko Haram kills everybody. They kill Muslims, they kill Christians, they kill atheists, they kill everybody. So when people say that, oh, they're kind of glorifying that, like, actually people in Nigeria are low-key offended because they're like, yo, you're only highlighting the Christians when there's a lot more than just Christians dying by the hands of Boko Haram. Like I said, they desecrated mosques, killed Muslims, killed regular, I mean, people who aren't even religious, kidnapping, killing, all of that. But for some reason, the media only reports the Christian deaths. So there's people in Nigeria who are like literally highly offended at us because they're like, yo, what about the rest of the people that died? Because if you add that in, I mean, there's maybe over 100,000 or more, that over 50 other thousand people that have died at the hands of Boko Haram that we're not counting because they're Christian. So do all lives matter or just Christian lives matter?
Can I
Each has its own thing.
Yes.
That
what bothers you more?
I agree with you.
No, let me. I want
obviously, Adam, you're not going to get me to got you moment. Of course, it's thousands of people getting killed.
So,
this isn't a got you.
Okay.
You can't address this story. This is a messed up story. So and somebody else is reporting
you're
doing
it the same.
No, I'm not.
You're treating thousands of people being murdered.
Adam,
with
you're
the same selective outrage.
You're telling me how
one idiot smashing.
Are you telling me how I feel?
A statue.
Are you telling me how I feel?
Here's what I'm
telling you how you feel.
Christ, a statue of Jesus
don't care about your feelings.
Here's what I want to say. I want to say you have to look at the larger picture of what the intention of
Adam gets worse and worse at debating every episode.
The nation is. So in Israel, 20% of the country is not Jewish. They have the only growing Christian population in the entire Middle East. It's a small population, but it's the only growing Christian population in the entire Middle East. Anyone can go research this. It's the only country in the Middle East that has equal.
Actually, I don't know about that. Actually, I heard the Iranian Christian population is growing. Like, people like to talk about the secret churches and all that good stuff. No, Christianity's making a comeback, so I don't know about that. And here's the thing. I mean, you say it's Christians are growing in Israel, but how do they have less Christians than Qatar? Like, remember that part. He says that Christians are growing in large numbers in Israel, but they have less Christians than Qatar. They got less Christians than Jordan.
Rights for Christians and protections for Christians across the board. They can even proselytize as much as people say they can't. That's a myth. You can't go undercover into schools, pretend to be a Jew, and proselytize to children secretly. That was protected for any religion.
There's proselytizing prohibitions for 1,000 miles around Israel, but not in Israel.
Not in Israel. Exactly. And so there. When Adam's talking about selective outrage, there's a reality that you're looking at the one country in the Middle East with a growing Christian population that has major protections within its country for Christians. And you're saying, look at what they did here. It's terrible, it's terrible, it's terrible. And objectively it gets more views, more attention, and more anything than the massacre of Christians in Nigeria, then the massacre. There's bombs in churches in Syria where people were inside praying. Suicide bombers went in. Nobody talked about it.
Zero story.
There is a certain really good argument. I mean, not even an argument. Actually, what you're saying is just facts. It's like, you're right. It is a fear-based comeback. A lot of Christians feel like, they're persecuted because they're being told they're being persecuted, even though they control the strongest nations in the world. Like, they are the biggest religious group in the world. So it's really hard to believe in Christian persecution when they just have all this power. I don't know. Maybe just centralized to the Catholics. And maybe that's why a lot of them don't, feel this, protection. Maybe it's that. I'm trying to be charitable here. But I do hear what you're pretty much saying, though, is that it is a fear-based comeback. They feel like Islam is taking over. They feel like their values are being stepped on. And that's actually true a little bit. But, I mean, Christians do need to start standing up for their values a little bit more. I will say that as well.
Reality to the double standard we talked about. That does not mean that you should not be pissed off about this.
Of course.
You are 100% right for being pissed off about this.
I'm going to be real with you, though. Our Lord told us not to live in fear. So let's be real. That's what the devil wants us to do. So Christians, I mean, I don't think that's what you want to do, is just start spreading the word of God through fear of Islam. I mean, you're not really going to get the word of God across right. You want to spread it through understanding and love, but hey, I mean, if you want to try to spread it through hate, be my guest. Not with our, it's not what Jesus wanted. It definitely isn't what our Heavenly Father wanted, but do you, man, do you.
But also understand that this is something that the leader of the country immediately came out and condemned and said he is saddened by.
Which is good.
He has value.
Should.
And we should fix the problems, hold Israel accountable.
I got 2 more stories to get to.
Sorry. Okay, I'll stop talking.
So, Tom, were you going to say anything or no?
No.
Okay.
Did you see the picture that was on Lebanese TV? Just to give a little optimism, bright side. Have Robbie could play this. This is the first time on Lebanese TV recently.
My TV died, so I can't see anything.
Oh. Well, Glenn Beck was talking about this, where a Lebanese official TV showed the Star of David, the Israeli flag, and said, the people of Lebanon and the people of Israel, we want peace. Okay, so let's understand Hezbollah is a terrorist organization that has hijacked Lebanon, and the 80%, just like in Iran, want Hezbollah out of there.
Here's the reality.
That's what's going on.
Here's the reality of it. If in your core you have something against Israel, your behavior on what you share will reveal who you are. If in your core you have an issue with Catholics, it's going to reveal itself. If in your core you have something against Christians, it's going to reveal itself. And social media right now is going to use this to divide. Muslims are celebrating with something like this. Celebrating, because what is it doing? More division, more division, more division, more division. They're salivating.
I'm crying. Yo, PBD, that's left field. You're Muslims, like, you think all Muslims are salivating at the idea of a Jesus statue being broken? They hold that at high offense. If you did that in a Muslim country, bro, you're going to get charged with a crime. They might execute your ass. What are you talking about, bro? A lot of Muslims are honestly offended, just like the Christians at the statue breaking. They hold them. They believe that Jesus is gonna come back in the end as well. So they don't like that shit either, bro. Like, what are you talking about? Like, oh, Muslims are there salivating. They're looking at the division. No, you guys sow the division, PBD. You sow division between Christian and Muslims. You don't believe that we can live in harmony. You believe that the Muslims need to reform and go to Christianity. You don't even believe in their religion. You don't even believe in that they have the right to have their religion. You believe that the religion is a defcon that needs to be exterminated. I'm sorry, but Muslims don't even think that way about Christianity whatsoever, or Judaism. But y'all think that way about them. So I'm sorry, bro, but I just can't hear it saying that Muslims are salivating. Like, bro, a lot of them are just as outraged as Christians, believe it or not.
It's going to reveal itself. And social media right now is going to use this to divide. Muslims are celebrating with something like this. Celebrating, because what is it doing? More division, more division, more division, more division. They're salivating for stories like this and want more of it. And if your automatic reaction is this level, and Christians getting killed in Nigeria is this level, then you've been manipulated.
The gaslighting is amazing. They said, look, if there's like, don't focus on this. Focus on the 53,000 Christian Nigerians. Like, focus on them, guys. Even though Boko Haram killed a lot more than just them, but we don't want to talk about them because their lives don't matter. Just the Christian ones, right? No. Don't talk about the desecration of the Jesus statue, because we don't want you to think about that because Jewish people did it. We want you to think about the Nigerians because the radical Islam guys did it. So anytime there's Jewish extremism, oh, no, cover your eyes. But, radical Islam, open your eyes wide, guys. Open your eyes very wide. Actually, force them open.
Brainwash. You're part of the camp that's combined. That's on you. You know, if the reaction here is not this, and oh my God, look at this on any story that you have, like even today when we're going through the stories we're showing with Trump and Pope Leo. Okay, and then Humberto. The only data Humberto only sends me is always one-sided, so I know where Humberto's stuff will come from. So he sends me, but look at this, But guess what? One of the ones he sent was right. Let me show it to you.
Yeah.
This is where America's against it, right? Mm-hmm. The problem is when people are not able to see both. Like if you're selective searching and selective looking for everything, you're going to find plenty of stats to use to validate your animosity towards the community. Yesterday, I went to a game that Dylan had a back-to-back football game yesterday. I'm watching it.
All right, guys. All right, I got to go ahead and call it a call it a day on this one. I'm gonna go ahead and see you guys later on. Well, see you guys tomorrow around the same time. Appreciate the support, guys. And make sure you guys double tap that screen and like the video on your way out. And make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, guys. So go ahead and hit that icon above. We do this every day. Appreciate the support, guys. This is Set from Set Media. I'm gonna go ahead and leave you out from a word from our guys at Kalshi. Appreciate the support, guys. Peace. Yo, this is Set with Set Media, man. I'm here to talk to you about our partner, Kalshi. Kalshi is the largest legal prediction market in the United States with over 1 million users. It's available in all 50 states. They are a real money market. People trading on what they think will happen. You can build a position and trade in and out of almost any prediction you think. Kalshi facilitates trade between people kind of like the stock market. There's no limiting your trades just because you're winning. Kalshi will pay you interest on your position. So if you make a long-term trade, you can earn a return even before the market is resolved. If you want to try out Kalshi, go ahead and give them a try, guys, at my link, kalshi.com/setmedia. Get $20 when you trade 20, so it's 20 for 20, guys. Once again, that's kalshi.com/setmedia. Go ahead and use my code setmedia to get $20 when you trade 20. Let's go ahead and take a look here at Kalshi, because like I said, it is a trading market where you can put in your prediction and you can go ahead and earn interest on that. You can make money off the knowledge that you know, and if you put $20 in, you get $20 back. So all right, guys, make sure to go check out my guy at Kalshi, because you can get in on good trades like who will Trump nominate as Fed chair, will Ali Khamenei be outed as the supreme leader, and will the U.S. confirm that aliens exist before 2027? So if you want to get in on this action, once again, go ahead and go to my partners at Kalshi. Go ahead and use the link, or you can hit the QR code above and use Set Media to go ahead and get $20 when you trade 20. This is Set from Set Media, and shout out to Kalshi.